I need more Coke. Not Coke, Cherry Coke. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Slams and Bobs. Hello creeps. Welcome to day 3 of our Road to Wrestlemania video packaging as done by British Wrestling Radio and Slams and Bobs, merging together because I'm part of both. Well, I kind of own this and I co-present on BWF. So today we are going straight into Wrestlemania 2. Now this was a very strange experience for me because I have never ever watched a Wrestlemania this far back in time. It's very dark and it's not, I suppose, got the riches and the glamour and the lights that it did later on. Although I feel more secure as a fan because watching this makes me realise how many classic names I know, because I always feel when I watch this I might sit there and go, but I don't know that person, I don't know that person. But I know more than I think, which makes me feel like I'm more of a fan in a way. I think one of the first thoughts I had was George the Animal Steel's back. That gives Albert a run for his money, doesn't it? That hairy back, Jesus. Do you reckon that's what Albert based his look off? But then George didn't have the chest or the piercings that Albert had, so maybe not. Maybe it's just hairy coincidence. He might have done. Boxing really necessary. I'm not a boxing fan. I really wasn't feeling that whole thing. And I also worry that that was what eventually inspired the Brawl for All, which I never ever enjoyed on Monday Night Raws or on pay-per-views. That just was always a suck feature to me. Just saying, I'm entitled to my opinion. But we're all friends. We're all going to share opinions together. I think the standout moment for me in this pay-per-view was Moolah versus McIntyre. I mean, Jesus, that is women's wrestling. Moolah just picks McIntyre up by her hair and just whips her across the ring. Bearing in mind, Moolah isn't exactly in her 20s by this point. I'm not calling her old. Don't think that. But she's more experienced than, say, the current divas. I think that the current divas that think they're wrestlers, i.e. models, i.e. Bella Twats, need to probably revisit this and realise how much they suck, because that just kicks anything I've seen recently out of the park. And as much as I love AJ and Paige, them too. Moolah killed it, and oh, that was just an insane moment for me. Some of those moves, Jesus, she was amazing. Seriously, that just increases my love of Moolah and Mae Young. Don't think I'd realised that the British Dog was in WWE this far back, and it makes me sit here and realise more. Why the hell isn't the guy in the Hall of Fame? I mean, if you're not part of it already, you should totally visit Michael Finney's Facebook page, which I'm going to link down here for you, which has an online petition and many famous names involved to sign up and get the British Bulldog in the Hall of Fame. I think Dean and I were in it from very early on, but it's grown, it's really expanded. I think he's got 5,000 or 6,000 signatures as well, and he's an amazing guy. He's really made a difference, and we all want the same thing. I want to see this. There's no reason to not put Bulldog in the Hall of Fame. So down here, if you'd like to do it, Bulldog was in there for a long time. There's no reason why he shouldn't be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I think another freaky thing for me is how much Jimmy Hart has not changed. He literally looks, dresses exactly the same, sounds exactly the same. I think the only thing that's gone is slightly a bit of beard, but that's it. For me with Wrestlemania 2, I feel a little detached from what's going on, and maybe it's because I'm missing the absence of Raw building everything up. It's not there. You kind of feel a little bit distanced from everything. There's no solid rivalry behind it, and it kind of makes me appreciate the rivalries now, even though we complain chronically that they're not building up enough. I feel slightly detached and slightly away from the action. However, I guess in a way you're focusing more on the wrestling and the quality of the wrestling and not necessarily the soap opera going on behind it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the quality of the wrestling here does supersede a lot of what we're currently seeing. I suppose they had more freedom back then. There was no set standard of what they wanted to see, no kind of certain moveset. They just did what they wanted. And for the most part, I think it all looked really, really great. I also felt like having this WrestleMania in several locations was far from Vince McMahon's finest moment or finest idea. Didn't work. In fact, it made me feel more confused with what was going on, because you were here, then you were there, then you were there, then you were there, and I was just totally lost in what was going on. I did enjoy the competition, but I couldn't help feel distance from it. But then I suppose I grew up with more storyline and stuff, so that's probably my own problem. Thank you so much for watching this one. What did you think of WrestleMania 2? That was 1986. I didn't even exist in 1986. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye.